remote fishing cabin, a man, a woman, and a moonless night.
Hello everyone and welcome to Q&A, where we question an actor. I'm your host, Robert Peterpaul, and I'm sitting here today with an incredible talent. You can currently catch her on Broadway in The River. I want to give a warm welcome to Laura Donnelly. Hello, Laura.
Hi.
Thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure.
I have so many questions for you. I just saw The River. But I'll start off a little bit more simple, and then I'll get real complex.
Cool.
So, when did you know you wanted to be an actress?
I would say I don't actually remember a time whenever I didn't want to be an actress. I think as soon as I knew what a job was, then that's what I wanted to do.
Did you receive any training growing up?
I've been lucky enough that that I've done most of my training after drama college in work, and that is the best kind you can have. In the UK, we tend to do our 3 years of drama college, and then hopefully you do the rest of your learning on the job if you're getting work.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, NY Castings has a lot of great classes. Man, I just love listening to you.
Oh,
I want your voice to
thank
be
you.
like the new Siri. Like, seriously.
The new Siri.
What would you say has been the most valuable piece of advice you've been given as an actress?
I would say that on the first day of drama college, the head of our drama department, Hugh Jackman, gave us 2 pieces of advice. The first of which was just be nice to people. Be the type of person that everybody wants to come to work with. Especially on a set, you've got people coming into work at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Are you the person that they want to see in front of them in a makeup chair at that point, or in front of the camera? Do they want to direct you? To kind of just be an easy person to be around, that nobody wants to hear how tired you are, how hungry you are, the problems you've got in your life at that point. It's just try and be a pleasure to be around. And the second piece of advice was to try and say yes as much as possible instead of no. And I think it's good advice for life in general, not just for acting. That if you say yes to more opportunities, then that will move your life forward in new directions in a way that saying no will just keep you standing still.
That's amazing. Well, I feel like you followed that because you're on Broadway now. How incredible is that for you?
Yeah, it's literally a dream come true. It's I think if anybody had asked me at the age of 12 or 22 or just a year ago what my ultimate ambition is, it would certainly to have been on Broadway.
Well, you made it, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Has there been, I know there's certainly a lot of fanfare, a lot of nice things that come along with being on Broadway. Has there been anything unexpected for you as a result of being on Broadway? Anything you didn't really think would happen that's kind of happened?
I think the thing that I was completely unaware of was the charity work that we've been doing for Broadway Cares. I didn't know anything about Broadway Cares before I came, and while we were in rehearsals, Hugh had told us that this was something that we would be doing at this time of year. But I certainly wasn't prepared for it. He stands on stage after the show every night and auctions off the t-shirt that he's been wearing as costume, and the generosity of Broadway audiences is absolutely mind-blowing. We don't have anything like that back home in the UK, and I've been I've been so surprised in such a pleasant way by it. It's incredible.
Now getting into The River, got to get in there. Did you prepare a lot for the audition?
I did. I think it's really important that you prepare as much as you can with the time you're given. I mean, sometimes you're given, 12 hours notice. Sometimes you're given a week. So just use whatever time you can. And that's what I did. I think I went in and just made some decisions about what I thought the character was about, and went in and delivered them. I think the important thing then is that when you're in the room, a director wants to see that he can really work with you and that you can collaborate and change in the moment, and so that's what we did, and it worked.
Apparently, yeah. No, she's awesome. You got to see it. When you have an audition and it's a cold read and you just get the script, you're sitting out there so nervous. If you have that kind of situation, what's your advice? Do you just kind of make decision after decision? Or?
I think so. I think that the bolder the decisions that you make, the bolder they can be, the better. You don't have much time. Everybody in that room knows that you don't have much time, so you're not expected to come in and, suddenly be off book or suddenly have it perfect. But if you can make some strong decisions, then it shows that you have something to bring to it that nobody else has. And that's the whole point of an audition. It's just to show that you have something to deliver that nobody else out there has. And if you can show them that, and you can show that you can work with them in the room, then you've given them something special that's particular to you.
Well, you certainly made some very strong decisions for the river because you got the role. I read that you actually went fly fishing for a rehearsal.
Yep, we did.
How was that?
It's fantastic. I'm completely addicted to fishing.
Yeah.
Really want to do it when I go back home. I'd love to take it up full time.
Seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very addictive. It's very meditative. And when we went upstate, Hugh drove us about an hour and a half upstate, and we met with some fishermen, the experts of all experts, and they took us out and helped explain and show us what to do. And I'd like to point out that I caught the first fish.
Oh.
I think that's important in this discussion.
So you're basically the best.
I would say so.
Okay.
I would say that there is a sport in this world that I am better than Hugh Jackman at.
A lot of people can't say that.
No, exactly. He did catch a fish as well, though, so I'm not sure I can claim that.
We'll
title,
cut that out.
but,
It's fine. Do you find just being on stage, do you ever recall those memories of fly fishing? Has that helped you?
Absolutely. I think that that the more you can have based in reality when you're recalling stories on stage, the better, because you haven't had to make it up. If it's really there as a real memory, then you're recalling something, and I think that the audience see that that's real. So while I'm not standing on a stage thinking, what was it like while I'm telling the story, it's there in the background, and I think that as much of that as you can have, the better.
Well, we've mentioned him. I think most people know who he is. I have to ask, working with Hugh Jackman, such an acclaimed actor, what's it like?
He is incredible to work with, professionally and personally. He's absolutely wonderful. He's the nicest man that you're ever going to meet. I think that people already feel like they know that about Hugh, but I've been waiting for the cracks to show, and they're not. He really is that nice, and he brings such an energy into every room that he walks into. It's really contagious, and it's very inspiring. He is lovely to everybody that works in the theatre, from the people who man the front door, sell the tickets, sell the drinks behind the bar, give out the playbills. Absolutely everybody he treats with the utmost respect, and he's just. There are lessons to be learned from that, It doesn't matter how big you get. You can just still be a very nice person.
Switching gears here, besides your incredible stage work, you certainly have some very impressive TV and film credits as well, I would say. To name one, you play Jenny Fraser in Outlander,
Yes.
which is a breakout hit show. And I read that you're going to be coming back for season 2, so people can kind of see a lot more of your character. What can we expect?
Well, as fans of the book will know, Jenny runs the estate where Jamie grew up, Lallybroch, and Jamie and Claire return to Lallybroch for a while, and in Jamie's 5-year absence, Jenny has been taking care of everything, and so they have a very typical brother and sister relationship. They butt heads quite a lot. They get in each other's way, but they love each other very much as well. And so it's volatile, but it's it's very lovely as well. And we get to see where Jamie grew up and the people around him who he loves and everything that shaped him as the man he is now.
Have you read the books?
I have read the first one. I think I'll read the second one in preparation for the second season, and I think that's the way I'll keep doing it.
You're also in the upcoming film Icon, which
Yes.
deals with the whole Lance Armstrong controversy.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your role in that?
My role is Emma O'Reilly. She was Lance Armstrong's masseuse, and she worked very closely with him. She was with him all the time, day to day, and she essentially was the one that blew the whistle on the drug taking within the team, and him in particular. She told a journalist, and she suffered quite publicly because of it. We don't really in the film go into the aftermath of how it affected her, but Lance Armstrong was publicly very accusatory and insulting. about her, and she suffered quite badly, and I think that it took real guts to do what she did. So it was very important to me. I was very proud to play somebody with that level of bravery.
So you're in a lot of stage work, television,
Yep.
film. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a preference in medium? I know they're vastly different.
They are, and I like to really mix it up. I mean, that's so far what I've done in my career, is aim to do bits of everything. But if I had to choose, there's no question it would be theatre. I think that feeling of being alive and present with an audience, the collaborative feeling from them, there would be no point in being on a stage if there wasn't somebody in the audience. That's how important they are to the process. And I think that for that, just that feeling of being really present in the moment, that's what acting's all about. And that's the whole reason I got into it in the first place.
Sounds like a good answer to me. Well, since you've done it all, I would love if you would just address our NY Castings viewers and maybe tell them your piece of advice for aspiring actors. Your number one.
Yeah. Well, apart from the advice that I got in my first day of college that I followed, I would say the most important thing is to just figure out what you have to offer in the industry that is unique to you, and you can't be everybody else's version of what they want. That's impossible. So instead you should figure out just what you have to offer and really go for that, make it your thing, and do it in your terms.
Well, it's certainly been a pleasure. You gotta follow her career. I wish you all the success in the world. You're incredibly talented, and I look forward to seeing what you do next. You guys can currently catch Laura Donnelly in The River on Broadway. You do not want to miss it, trust me. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Q&A, or Question an Actor, with Robert Peterpaul for nycastings.com. Have a great day and stay talented.